All right, LDBC, this is your boy, the Coach Show Live on the Coach Show, Live. Folks, listen, I started going around to channels that were clearly just saying, Deontay Wilder, was making these excuses. Deontay Wilder just lost a fight. He lost a fight. And, that's it. Wilder got beat up. Wilder need to get back in the gym. They gonna do what he need to do. Okay? So I went around to each one of these channels, all of them. Any channel that said that Deontay Wilder was making excuses, Deontay Wilder needed to, live up to his loss, all of it. I went to every last channel I could find. And, most of those channels, they didn't even discuss Manny Pacquiao making excuses. They just ignored it. And when they did say something about it, they gave Manny Pacquiao an excuse too. They gave him an excuse. Matter of fact, they legit just said that Manny Pacquiao's excuses were valid. Now, folks, don't come at me using the word double standard. No, let's just call it what this is. It's racist. Okay, these are the same channels that give Deontay Wilder grief. They give Errol Spence Jr. grief. And Errol Spence, he can do no wrong. But it seems like, and this is me, it seems like the more pro-black the fighter is, the more that, these fighters get a lot of hate. See, I thought that it was just boxing. It don't matter what the fighters, what their ideologies are. I thought we were just keeping it boxing. That's what I thought. I thought we were keeping it boxing. I'll just say this, most of those channels I've just stopped affiliating with. Some of those channels I respected because I figured that they, at least, if they were going to dish it out to Deontay Wilder, I at least thought that they would be, fair across the board. But it just appears that, these people, they're not. They've already given their agenda. And their agenda is pretty much obvious, okay? It's their agenda is obvious, what they're doing and, how they feel about, fighters that look like Deontay Wilder. It's pretty obvious, okay? These people, they're not going to, call it down the middle. And this is what I tried to tell y'all earlier. Nobody calls it straight down the middle. Everybody is biased. Everybody. I don't care who you are. If somebody try to tell you, hey, I'm unbiased, I have an unbiased boxing channel, that's wrong. Okay, you are biased. Okay, everybody is. Everybody has their own biases. So this whole notion that people are going to call it fair down the middle, it doesn't exist, y'all. It doesn't exist. People in drones are giving Manny Pacquiao a pass, or they're not even mentioning it. This man made an excuse. And this man keep making excuse after excuse. Okay, what he said, his legs are cramped. His legs are cramped. Then you had somebody trying to explain, it's just because he's old, and they were trying to give an ideology. Well, he's 42 years old. So, that's definitely a reason why his legs are cramped. And, it's not because, of his heart. It's because, because of his age. No, I don't want to hear that. He got beat, okay? Matter of fact, he got beat up, okay? Ugas was standing right there in front of him. Ugas outboxed him. See, now these people, they're trying to take away from Ugas' victory. Like Ugas couldn't have actually won the fight. Nah, he couldn't have won that. Ugas couldn't have won the fight on his own volition. Nah, he couldn't have did that. Nope. Manny Pacquiao already had a built-in excuse. You think Manny Pacquiao would have been talking about his legs cramped how he won? Probably wouldn't have said nothing about it. But if you notice, whenever Manny Pacquiao do lose a fight, he always have an excuse. It's supposed to be the God-fearing man. It's supposed to be, for the people, the center of the Philippines, This man's supposed to be, an absolute, just, legend. And that's another thing. These people that saying, well, Manny Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Mayweather, legendary. See, I don't understand. How can somebody who Floyd Mayweather defeats very easily, by the way, okay, and also Floyd Mayweather beats the guy that knocked him out cold. Marquez beats him very easy. But then Manny Pacquiao is assumed to be greater than Floyd. Well, Floyd Mayweather wouldn't face these young guys. He wouldn't face these young guys. I mean, okay. There's a lot of people Manny Pacquiao didn't face. The thing of it is, though, what are we doing? I mean, I expect this backlash to come for Manny Pacquiao. I expect the same backlash to come for Manny Pacquiao. He deserves it. This man made an excuse. This man got beat, clearly got beat in this fight. Clearly got beat. I mean, I had to fight, 8-4. Manny Pacquiao was outclassed in this fight. He was completely outclassed, and he was dominated in this fight. I mean, pretty much, Manny Pacquiao had his moments. But folks, come on. leg cramps, that's the reason why you lost. I mean, hey, it's going to keep coming out. Just like when Manny Pacquiao made the excuses when he fought Floyd Mayweather. Then he started talking about his shoulder. Then he started talking about, God healed his shoulder in salt water. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Are you serious? He didn't catch backlash for that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I've always told y'all that the problem with people, the problem worldwide, it's not even race. The problem is not race, it's racism. The art of racism. That's the problem. See, the art of racism is just basically, you have deep seated. You don't want to admit it. And the worst people are the people that have these feelings, but they don't want to admit that they have these feelings. See, these are the worst kind of people. They feel this way, but they don't want to admit it. But you can't hide this kind of thing, y'all. You really, really, truly can't hide this kind of thing. You can't hide it at all. Because if it's in your DNA and if that's who you are, then it's going to come out when you speak and how you act. You can say, well, I'm not a bigot. I'm not a bigot. I mean, you can say that all you want to. You can say it, but then your actions will speak against what you say. That's just what it is. And the problem with you people is y'all can't be unbiased. You can't call it down the middle because you got the hatred. You got all the hatred and the bigotry in your heart. So you're not going to give Manny Pacquiao backlash. And let's just be 100, okay? Let's just be 100. Because of Manny Pacquiao, had Manny Pacquiao, actually won that fight, had he had won the fight or had he had been knocked out, then you guys probably would have been saying that Ugas, was on steroids. Or how can a 35-year-old man do that? See, it was a no-win situation for Ugas, and it was definitely going to be a no-win situation for Errol Spence. No matter what Errol Spence did, it was going to be no win, okay? Now people are saying that Errol Spence faked an eye injury to duck Manny Pacquiao, which is the dumbest thing. But, I mean, here again, Tyson Fury can fake COVID, but he don't get backlash. In fact, people really not saying much at all. You have a few channels that said something about it, but the overwhelming majority of channels really hadn't said a whole lot about Tyson Fury faking COVID, because that's what he did to get out of this fight with Deontay Wilder. It just is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. It's never going to be fair, okay? You're never going to have equality when it comes to this sport. Heck, a lot of sports, but here in this community, it's been one thing after another. And you know what? People will blame the LDBC for everything. We're dividing everything. No, it's you guys being divisive, because really and truthfully, most of us, we do try to be objective. We do try to be fair, and we do try to call it down the middle. Okay? I mean, the LDBC, we're not making multiple videos about you guys. We're not sitting around here making videos and putting your name in the titles. We're not doing that. We're over here doing what we do. And it's kind of crazy that we've been ignoring this whole thing. We've been ignoring a lot of you guys. And y'all still got the LDBC name in the title. I guess the LDBC kind of does have something brewing that's good. It just is what it is. It is what it is, and it's never going to be fair. It's not going to be fair. So people stop looking for people to be fair. These people, they're not going to give Pacquiao a backlash, okay? They're not. They're just what it is. They're going to like Pacquiao because Pacquiao, I guess, represents something that they like, and people like Deontay Wilder represent something that they don't like. But I tell you what, boy, it sure does seem like excuses. I don't care what you say. You can't justify what Pacquiao is saying. You can't. You can't justify it. That's just what it is.